So here we are. I told myself I wasn't going to make a video like this for a little while, that I had other things I wanted to do. And I really dislike being so tied to being reactionary on this channel. I mean, I enjoy reacting to things. Even a review is a reaction of sorts, because I don't script them. I open up the box, and then it's whatever garble and verbal diarrhea comes out of my mouth. Sometimes I have something I want to say, and I screw it up. I go back and say what the original verbal diarrhea was, but in general, it's not scripted. I don't sit down and really have a thought. Occasionally, I'll take notes, occasionally, but more than 9 times out of 10, that is not what happens. So my channel is very literally, in many ways, tied to being reactionary. To movies, TV shows, comics, products. It's all reactionary, baby. Which means sometimes you have to drop everything and make a reactionary video because you want people to see it, you want to be a somewhat possibly valid news source. You want to talk about it because you know that other people want to hear about it, people that are counting on you to talk about it. So you sit down at the computer and you're like, let's do this again. Wonder Woman is gonna have to wait. I'll work on that video next. So essentially there's been images of other McFarlane products that have been trickling out. I haven't even covered everything in the past. I do leave things for other people to cover, or I just don't have the time. But these ones are kind of significant. There's a Batman figure. There's also the Hal Jordan and Dawnbreaker 2-pack, as well as the Batman, Joker, and Robin plus Batmobile set, all being offered by McFarlane. So let's just yak about those for a second. The first thing is the Batman figure. It's actually a Target exclusive to be released in the beginning of August. And what are my thoughts on this? Well, it's basically this guy right here. It's this Batman, although he's been properly painted now. That's right. The original art that this Batman was based off of actually was different than the figure that we got. Personally, I feel like this figure should have been released as we're seeing it right now in front of us from the very beginning. For some reason, it's now going to be a Target exclusive. Maybe it has something to do with the blood in the scratches. I'm not really sure. It's actually more accurate to the original comic book cover art as compared to this one, where they just left the blood off of his face and off of his suit completely. That's right. They wussed out for some reason. And now it's going to be re-released with a brand new cape sculpt that's actually painted properly with the purple on the inside, like I mentioned, like is with the proper cover art. It's all purple. That was Batman's initial Rebirth look. I know some artists abandoned the purple on the inside, but I always felt like the purple tied the look together, and it really set that look for Batman apart. The Rebirth look is one that I really wasn't that fond of in the first place, but it really did grow on me. I'm glad he's back to a more classic look, but that is actually amongst one of my favorite looks now. The more I look at it, the more I like it. Part of me wants to go buy this one because it's the completionist in me going, well, this is actually more accurate, so you should buy that one. And part of me is like, no, sod off. I got that one. And then to move back in time by about a week, we could talk about the Batman, Robin, Joker, Batcave playset, and Batmobile. Oh my God, there is a lot going on here. And if you're a fan of the 66 show, this is just another version of this very specific Batman, one that is a huge fan favorite. Everyone loves Burt Ward, Adam West, Cesar Romero, and this might be something up your alley. I know that it's going to be up my alley. If I don't pick this up, it's probably because my legs are broken. Matter of fact, it's probably because I've been locked in a shed somewhere. Now, just looking at the pictures here, I will tell you that Todd's not exactly killing it with his cloth goods capes here. That's bad. Like, figure something else out. That is not how you do a cloth goods cape. You don't just make a shape like that, put a hole in it, and stick it over their shoulders. Nope. And I would say, well, let's just hold out, because maybe that's just what they're going to look like for the prototypes, which that could be the case, but I'm looking at these thinking that that's probably not the case. These are probably what they're going to look like factory. So I'll definitely be doing some kind of cape swap with both of them. But other than that, both the figures look really nice. Robin's head looks a little bit bulbous. He looks kind of thick around the waist too. He was a really skinny lad, but it is what it is. It's cool to have him in that scale. The Joker looks like a lot of fun. And if that Batmobile is a 7-inch scale Batmobile, I mean, do you remember how big the DC Multiverse one from Mattel was? That was a fairly large car, right? this one's going to be huge. And get a look at that playset. If you look in the back, you can actually see hinges where this thing appears to open and close. Oh, this is going to set me back a lot. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about is the DC Multiverse Green Lantern Hal Jordan Dawnbreaker 2-pack. It's something that I'm definitely a lot more excited for than you could even realize, because I really wanted that McFarlane Hal Jordan figure. Now, I will say, this is basically a straight up repack. It is. And here's why. The Dawnbreaker is exactly the same figure as far as I can tell. Same construct, so there's really nothing that different with the Dawnbreaker. So when I do get my hands on this after I've reviewed it, I'll just be giving the Dawnbreaker right away to my oldest boy, Jason, because he does collect these multiverse figures. I will be keeping the Hal for myself, but why is this also still basically a straight up repack? Well, Hal Jordan is the exact same sculpt as John Stewart. I know, right? I didn't think that was going to be what he would do, but here it is. He just used the same body sculpt. Now, I can see why he used the lower area. I remember looking at that figure going, how's he going to pull that off? But looking at the V line, I can look at it now and go, okay, that's sort of what he was always planning. I do sort of wish that a slightly different torso was used, because that line that comes down and goes under his lantern symbol is very, very obviously a John Stewart design feature that he's just sort of overlooking with reusing the top half of this character's body buck. But if it means that all he had to do was retool the head and then also the accessories, that being a lantern punching fist and a jetpack and also the double figure base as is his custom with the 2-packs, then fine, I'll take it. If that's what gets me a Hal Jordan, I'll take it. It works. Anyway, that's all from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Have a DC day, everybody, and take care.